Good morning. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Angela. Today is Monday, April 13th. How's it going? Today is day 13 of the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript. How are we doing? Can I be honest? When am I not honest? I feel a little cranky. I got really good news today and I'm going to share it with you. I still feel cranky. We're not even at the halfway point yet. I was good right up until literally yesterday, and we had a great weekend. Saturday, we did social sharing links, and yesterday we did the GDPR cookie consent banner, which I have some changes that I need to make to the GDPR cookie consent banner. I asked ChatGPT if it looked like I did everything okay, and it had some advice for me. Minor, very small. So I'll probably work on those later today. Other than that, we had a great weekend. So here's my good news. After 20 months, 20 months, almost 2 years of streaming, my channel is monetized as of today. So if you don't know, I think most people know, but if you don't, in order to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have something called 4,000 public watch time hours. And those hours are calculated in a rolling 365-day period. So my channel is obviously older than a year, so things from a year ago are dropping off as I, post new content, do new live streams, things like that. So as of today, I woke up this morning, boom, monetized. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I didn't just barely meet the cutoff, like I exceeded it. So, and I know what I need to do like every month. I know what my hours need to be every month because I am really paranoid. I hit 3,000 a few months ago and then I dipped below. And it took me until, that must have been this fall that happened. And then finally in January when I decided to double my stream time, and especially this last, couple of weeks doing streaming every day, that obviously really helped. So I know what I need to do now to keep those watch time hours up. And of course, as far as subscribers are concerned, I have far exceeded that. Which is maybe now is a good time to just remind people to go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. Helps the algorithm, helps the channel continue to grow. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet. I'm generally here Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, give or take. Usually give or take. I don't know which one. Today it was 10:45. I try to be here by about 10:30, but we have to roll with it here. Yeah, so there's that. So I'm pretty excited, obviously. It's also after 20 months of like feeling like I'm working for free and I'm scraping and clawing and recording and going live and editing. After 20 long months of working for free, I expected there to be, I don't know, like a parade. I don't know. It's always anticlimactic when something big happens, right? But I'm obviously happy. I'm thrilled. Most YouTube channels, something like 90% of all YouTube channels never get to 1,000 subscribers and never get 4,000 public watch time hours and are never monetized. And I don't make viral content. Maybe if I tried harder, I could have come up with a video idea, some dev or technology related topic to be viral. And I did try to think of stuff like that for a while. That's not what I want to do. It's not what I want to do. I just want to build things. I want to show people how to build things. I want to show people how I build things in hopes that whoever is watching will feel inspired by it or they'll learn something from it. That's really all that I want to do. I've tried a lot of different things. I tried vlogging. Oh, I really wanted to be like the occasional vlogger. No, it's not my thing. No, it's not my thing. I just want to build stuff. I just want to do front end. And of course now I'm thrilled, right? Because I think that I have clearly demonstrated my aptitude for HTML, CSS, accessibility, search engine optimization. And the area, the trifecta, if you will, of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is the JavaScript. Hence the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript. One moment, please. And I need to say good morning to a couple of people in the chat. Malik Robinson is here. Go Elmo. He is our mod in the chat. And Osloy is here. Osloy says, why do you want monetization? Are you trying to make a living off of it? Make a living off of it? No, I don't think so, but I would like to earn money off of it. Yes. So there's that. Okay. JavaScript. The thing that I think is going to elevate my channel above all else is going to be JavaScript. Adding this interactive layer to everything that I do, I think is going to be the single greatest thing that will elevate my channel moving forward. So even though I'm ready for a day off and I'm a little bit cranky, and I am a little bit cranky, I still think that this is the right thing to do, and I'm going to push forward, because how do we get better at something if we're not doing it, if we're not practicing it? There's a reason why they call these things programming languages. How do you learn a new language? You practice it, you use it. So I will be forever grateful that I came up with this idea and that I worked hard to implement and execute this idea. So here we go. Day 13, copy to clipboard. Build a copy to clipboard button that copies the current page URL or other text, provides visual feedback when successful, and resets itself after a short delay. And let me go ahead and put this link in the chat. There we go. And yeah, I mean, of course, I've clicked links that say copy to clipboard a million times. Never even occurred to me that this was an exercise in JavaScript. So let's do it. So set timeout. I think we've done that. Text content, add event listener. I feel pretty clear on what those things are. It's this navigator clipboard write text. Oh, do I not have links in here? Did I forget to put links in here? It's possible. I did. Okay, let's look this up. We'll have to fill these links in. I usually have these links in here. Sorry about that. All right, let's see what this has to say. This feature is well established and works across many devices and browser versions. It's been available across browsers since March 2020. Secure context. This feature is available only in secure context, so HTTPS in some or all supporting browsers. Okay, well, we are working locally, and it's HTTP. So are we going to be able to test this locally? Okay, well, let's keep going. New clip text, the string to be written to the clipboard. Okay. So what navigator clipboard write text? I don't see the word navigator here anywhere. I just see clipboard. Is it just clipboard.write text? Okay, well, let's keep looking. Oh, okay. I just need to keep scrolling. Okay. So add event listener on the button. Write clipboard text, empty clipboard. Function is write clipboard text. Okay, so this is a try catch statement, which I don't usually write those. I have written those in the past. Feels advanced to me. But I'm just going to do it the way I think I should do it. So we want to make a button that copies the current page URL. So that would be window location href, right? Provides visual feedback when successful. So that would be the set timeout, probably displaying some text, and resets itself after a short delay. Well, let's try the copies to clipboard and provides visual feedback when successful. And also, let's ask ChatGPT So Osley says, just got an ad that must be the monetization in the middle of a live stream? That's wild. I didn't think that they played ads in the middle of live streams. Malik, did you get an ad? Oh, thank you for letting me know that. Let me know if that gets to be obnoxious. I just have, I didn't do any settings for monetization. I just turned it off and did all the default settings. So I didn't set a frequency or anything. I literally just turned it on and I put it to automatic. So I would be curious, if you don't mind, letting me know if that's if it feels really obnoxious. But also, if you're not paying for premium, I pay for YouTube Premium. If you're not paying for premium, does that mean that you're used to getting ads? Is that a normal experience for you on live streams? I'm curious to know if you are willing to share that information. I would appreciate it. Okay. Question about... here, I'll put this up here. So this is part of my conversation with ChatGPT. So let's ask it about clipboard write text. Clipboard write text ... make a screenshot. How do I So Malik says, yes, it is automatic on all monetized channels, but I thought that it wasn't. I thought that on a live stream, there weren't ads during the live stream. That is news to me. I didn't know that. I thought it was only the replays. Is that a normal experience for you guys? How do I work on this locally if it only works on HTTPS? Yes, it needs a secure context. Let's make this a little bigger. But localhost is generally treated as a secure context for development, even though it is not HTTPS in the usual sense. MDN documents write text as secure context only, and the usual local dev exception is localhost, while random local network URLs and plain file pages do not get the same treatment. So for local work, localhost or 127 will usually work. File will not. Okay, I don't use that. This is like how you log into your router, right? A normal deployed site should be HTTPS. The other important part is that clipboard write usually needs to happen from a user gesture like a button click. Use live server or any local dev server. Access the site through 127 localhost. Trigger copy event from click event. Do your final verification in production. Okay, that works. Let's tuck this away. Yeah, I do. Everything is going to be monetized on this channel. It just is. So I'm doing the work. It's okay to turn on monetization. So that's my philosophy. So, okie dokie. All right. So this should work just fine on localhost. So I guess this is just a method where we pass in whatever it is that we want to copy, which would be window.location.href, right? All right. So here is our copy to clipboard. Okay, where are we going to put this? So I guess we want to put a button. And we'll just say what, copy URL. So we'll do a button with a type of button. I'll give it a class of button. And we'll say copy URL. Seems pretty straightforward. And then we'll say function init copy to clipboard. Here we go. This is an old class, so we'll call this copy clipboard so I can scope it. This will be the root document query selector. Okay, I'm a little less cranky now because I think this is going to be easy. So maybe it's not that it's easy. Maybe it's just that I'm actually learning how to do this. Is that it? What? Maybe that's it. Button equals root query selector button, and okay, so that, I guess that means then that we want to do button add event listener, click, we should probably also do, whoops, get the URL, which would be window location. Pretty sure it's href. Let's check. Let me see everything. Yep, it would be href. This is another good reason to have canonical, because href is the right thing to grab to make this dynamic, but we don't want to use the version of the URL with index.html, which is why we have canonical links. Yeah, this is a good reason to have canonical links for this very reason. Didn't even think of that. So good. I like it. Okay. So we want to get the so you say the whole thing, navigator, clipboard, write text. Navigator, clipboard, write text, URL. And then let's actually, we'll call this the we'll just call it copied. I don't know what else to call it. And then we'll console log it. Console log. Okay, so if I click this button, I should console log the URL of the page. I feel like this is step 1, right? Oh, I didn't, hang on. The mistake that I make every single time. Oh, so I have to do, hang on. We have to do this, an asynchronous function. Okay, should I actually read the documentation? Additional security requirements. This example sets the clipboard's contents to the string empty clipboard. It doesn't, okay, return value, a promise that is resolved once the clipboard's contents have been updated. Return value. Okay, the write text, not reading. The write text method of the clipboard interface writes the specified text to the system clipboard, returning a promise that is resolved once the system clipboard has been updated. So we have to do this. Okay, that's fair. So can I just do probably can't do that inside of there, can I? Okay, not going to be as straightforward as I was led to believe. So can I not do that inside this function? So does this have to be a completely separate function? And then I would run this inside of the event listener. No, that's not what I wanted. And then the text would actually be copied. So this would be in here. So do I want to put this? Does it matter where I put this? Okay, I don't understand this whole pending thing. So, oh, do I need, hang on. I feel like I'm duplicating some stuff here. So I'm actually passing in, the text that I'm passing in is actually the URL. That's what I'm actually passing in. I think it's still going to say that thing though, but I don't know. So I'm actually passing in, the text that I'm passing in is the URL. So here's our helper function. Forgive me, I'm fuzzy on promises. It's not where I'm at yet in the JavaScript journey, but I understand a helper function with the callback, right? And the text that I'm passing in is the URL. Okay, I don't understand. Promise state fulfilled, promise result undefined. Okay, I don't know what that means. Let's promise state fulfilled, promise result undefined. Let's do this the good old-fashioned way. Promise state fulfilled, value undefined. Okay, a JavaScript promise in a fulfilled state with a value of undefined typically occurs when an asynchronous operation completes successfully but no specific data is returned or resolved. Why this happens? Okay, why this happens. Empty resolve call. Calling resolve without passing an argument results in the promise being fulfilled with undefined. Implicit function returns. If a callback within a then block or an async function finishes without an explicit return statement, JavaScript implicitly returns undefined. Okay, let's read some of our, I feel like, am I missing something here? Is it supposed to be this complicated? This doesn't say anything about promises and needing to understand this. Handling click events, reading values from the DOM or window, interacting with the clipboard, updating UI state, using setTimeout for temporary feedback. Nice extras. Copy the current page URL automatically. Add a small icon and text combo. Include accessible feedback, visually hidden text update. Prevent repeated clicks while in a copied state. Use a data attribute for the value to copy. So instead of all of this, maybe the better question is, because this is not giving me enough information, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to Google how to get URL of page with. Just give me a tutorial. Okay. To copy the current page URL using Navigator, Clipboard, write text, you must pass the string containing the URL, typically retrieved via window location href. Oh, so is it that I can't console log what the clipboard is? The clipboard item is? I can only console log that the URL was copied to the clipboard. So if this is successful, copied to clipboard, but we would probably not want this here, right? We would want this up here because this would be successful if this was successful, right? But could I also do this? Can I do that too? What? She's figuring it out. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's exciting. Okay. So this is pretty straightforward. Yay Google, yay MDN. Okay, what's the next thing? So we handled the click event, reading values from the DOM or window. I think we're doing that. Interacting with the clipboard, yes. Updating UI state. Okay, we need to do that. Using setTimeout for temporary feedback. So we would probably want to do that here, right? The setTimeout. So let's look that up again. MDN setTimeout. Just show me the setTimeout. So set timeout with timing. So maybe we want to, so I feel like we would do it up here, right? Set timeout. We'll do 3 seconds. I don't know if that's too long or not. And then maybe we would say, what do we say? We say, what's the thing that we're saying? Does it matter where we put it? Yeah, we would probably want to put it up here, right? Because we only want the set timeout to happen if it's successful. And we would only want there to be an error message if there's an error. Okay, I can get on board with that. So we would want to make sure that we're doing this set timeout where we probably would have a, well, here's our button. So maybe we would have a div with a class of success message, but it's hidden initially. So We could say copied to the clipboard, exclamation point. So we probably want to have some additional things here, right? Like success. And then we would make sure that we're defining success. Success equals this. I know what to do, I just don't know where to put it or how to make it so if I put it down here, oh, I would define it down here. Success equals query selector, root query selector, query selector, success, I'm actually going to put this, I'm going to say, so we don't need that. Really, it would just be probably not a good idea to, we could just say copied or not copied. And then this would be copied, remove attribute hidden, right? And then we would want to do another one for not copied and have an error message. Not copied, then we would remove that attribute, which means that we also need a not copied message, which we can just call error message, and we can just say not copied to the clipboard. So text copied, not copied, and then we would have a success message, we would have an error message, error message. And then the text is the URL, copied is success, and not copied is error. And probably don't want it to be 3 seconds, maybe half a second, 500 milliseconds. Nice. So now, how do I know? There it is. There's the thing that we copied to the clipboard. All right, what's next? We're on fire. Using setTimeout for temporary feedback. Updating the UI state. I think we did all of those things. Okay. Nice extras. Copy the current page URL automatically. Like on page load automatically? Or by clicking the button. Add a small icon and text combo. We can put in like an SVG with our button, right? Include accessible feedback, visually hidden text update. Yeah, we did that, right? We did that. That's our hidden attribute. Yep. Okay, prevent repeated clicks while in copied state. Okay, so this now makes me feel like there's a property that goes with the method that we can do a conditional logic. And it's like, if copied, disable the button. Let's see here. Thrown if writing to the clipboard is not allowed. Exceptions. Is this it? Clipboard. Read text, write text. Clipboard change. Clipboard change event, clipboard item. So maybe it's just something like, if clipboard write text, disable button. Meg, maybe I don't need to look for a specific property. I can just check to see if it's active. How do I know what's the active state? So can I just do, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. Write clipboard text if it has a URL. Else no text. Let's take this out. Oh. Oh, it can't do that because I didn't pass everything in because, okay, so do I have to put all of these in to even check it? Honestly, the best way to figure it out is to just disable the button and see what happens, right? And then as soon as I So there's no limit to what I can paste. I suppose that's not a good indication though of whether something's in the clipboard, right? Okay, so let's on page load. Well, that's not going to be a good test. Okay, what's my next move? Just disable the button, right? Button, add attribute, disabled. Button, set attribute, disabled. So the best way to know if something's in the clipboard is whether or not the button is disabled. Okay, so here's our button. Page load. Also, but I can still copy. Oh, but this is going to be, this is only on click. So maybe we need to do this. This is only on click. So maybe in order to check this, the check has to be outside the event listener. Does it? Maybe it has to be in both places. So with this theory on page load, the button's disabled. There it is. There it is. So the button is disabled. So how long does the clip, when do you like release the clipboard? I don't even know how to ask that question. How do you like, okay, see text and images copied to the clipboard. Okay. How do you clear the clipboard? Okay, we're moving and shaking. Let's see here. Okay. How to clear the clipboard. JavaScript. Okay. To clear the clipboard in JavaScript, the most effective method is to write an empty string to it using the clipboard API. Okay. So document add event listener, copy, clear the clipboard data during the copy event. Event, clipboard data, set data, plain text, prevent the default copy behavior. Well, I don't want to intercept the copy. Clipboard history. While writing an empty string clears the current active clipboard item, it does not delete the user's system clipboard history. I feel like I just want to clear the clipboard. When am I supposed to clear it though? That's what I don't understand. So let's go back to our prevent repeated clicks while in copied state. So is it just that users are supposed to know how to clear their clipboards? I have no idea how to clear a clipboard. I literally have no idea. Use the Windows key and V. Mac. Oh, yeah, I guess I knew that. Command C is a way to automatically clear my clipboard. God dang it. Right here. Should I make like another button that just says clear the clipboard? Okay. Let's make another button to reset or clear the clipboard if it's just an empty string. So could I just do this with an empty string? So if the clipboard is full, disable the button. Console log has text. Else if I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. I need another button. We'll do a reset button. And let's give this a unique. So I'm going to switch these. And then let's do. Well, it would be a different event listener though, wouldn't it? It would be the reset button. Yeah. So we actually wouldn't do this. We would be clicking a different button. So reset, add event listener, click. If I'm going to try this here. I don't know if it's going to work. We would say we would do button remove attribute. Could probably just copy this. And I don't think we need this. Well, I think we could keep this in, right? So on page load, we're doing what we need to do, but we're also doing what we need to do with the buttons. Yeah. So I think we need to, I'm not sure what we need to do. What do we need to do? Do we just need to do another try statement? I don't know. How do we check to see if the clipboard is empty? So maybe we're checking to see if the text is an empty string. If the text is an empty string, then we add the attribute. So this is just removing the hidden attribute. Maybe we should be setting this disabled attribute on the button. But it feels like I should be doing this down here, not up here. But I do think that I should be checking to see if it's empty up here. Like, if there's no text, do something. What am I doing? And I still don't know how to clear the text. So that's just checking to see if there's text. Okay, I'm going to Google it. Clear the clipboard. Give me a hint. To clear the clipboard, okay. Oh, Stack Overflow 7 years ago. Ooh, I really want to click that link. Maybe that's what I do in the set timeout. But do I want to clear it? If somebody copied the link, why would I clear it after half a second? That makes sense to me, where I could just clear, or I could clear it after a minute. So what would that be? If 1,000 is a second, 60,000 would be a minute. Do I just clear it after a minute? And then that's how we Do I just clear it after a minute? How? And then if there's something in there, well, let's try it. We'll try it for 5 seconds. So what is it saying here to do? I don't know if this is a good user, just empty string. Okay. Can I do more than one set timeout? I want to do, because I want this, I don't want this to wait for 5 seconds. Am I allowed to do this? So we'll find out. Okay. I'm gonna comment that out. I might not need that. We may not need this reset button. It would be nice to have a reset button, but maybe the instructions didn't say to do a reset button. So this is my theory. This is my theory. My theory is that I'm going to click the button. I'm going to copy the URL of the page. After a half a second, I will get the message saying copy successful. And then after 5 seconds, the clipboard will clear itself. The success message will go away and the button will be but the button isn't going to isn't going to be disabled automatically. The button's not going to be disabled automatically. So I think we have to have a button up here as well, right? Yeah, I think that has to happen up here. So clearing the clipboard, removing disabled at the same time. This remains the same. I don't know, this feels a little bit like a shit show, but that's how it goes sometimes, right? How do you learn if it doesn't get a little messy? Okay. So we're getting the text. We're getting the success message, the error message, and the button that we're clicking on. Here's the URL of the page. Here's the button for the event listener. Here's the success message. Here's the error message. Here's everything on page load that if the clipboard is full, we disable that button. But if we come to the page, the clipboard should clear itself after 5 seconds and the button should be removed. Okay, that worked. But on page load, the button's disabled. It should only be disabled if Magic Man Spud, you are perfectly fine. Don't worry. Do not worry. Here's what I tell people. This is a good time to take a break. I'm going to clear my head a little bit. First of all, welcome. If you're new here, appreciate you hanging out in the chat. You are always welcome to put suggestions or help in the chat. What I tell people is that sometimes I will take your suggestions and sometimes I won't. So hopefully that's not too frustrating for you. Part of me is like, yes, I want the help, and another part of me is like, you need to figure it out. So this is a little bit of a struggle session sometimes, and you know what? It's just how it goes, right? It doesn't bother me. I'm always better for it in the end. This is definitely starting to get messy, and it's because I'm fuzzy on where things go, and this is definitely starting to get messy. Let's see here. Oh, and Monique Robinson is here. Welcome, Monique. Happy to have you. Gundo, hello. Oh, and Osloy says, yes, you can do multiple timeouts. Good. Magic Man Spud says, all I did was Navigator clipboard, write text, then I put my text here. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep moving forward. So now I'm starting to question if I really even need this, now that I understand. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Because it's just getting so messy. So URL. So I'm just putting in the URL. And I just want a console log. Copied. Go back to just this. Let's get back to basics for a second, shall we? We've learned so much since we started. Oh, this is a good question. Days 1 through 13, do you feel an increase in the skill level? For sure. You guys tell me. What do you think? I mean, clearly I'm struggling with something that's probably supposed to be basic right now, but Malik especially has been here every single day for the last 2 weeks. What do you think? Do I seem like I'm getting more comfortable with the process? I feel more comfortable. Clearly that doesn't mean I've mastered everything, but I'm at least more comfortable with the problem solving part of it. So I feel, yeah, I mean, this has been completely transformational for me to do this. So it's frustrating, but I'm happy that I'm here doing all this stuff. So, yeah, I think I have to, it just feels like we have to do this. But I feel like all of this is getting really, really messy. So, yeah, I can explain the problem I'm encountering. I thank you for offering to help. I'm going to continue doing the problem solving on my own. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for asking. I'm going to keep going because I want to figure it out on my own. So, sit back and enjoy the show. Yeah, I'm going to go back to just going to go back to the original because I feel like there's just some I'm over complicating this. I don't want to put any button stuff up here. I honestly think that all I really need to do is copy to the clipboard. All this other stuff can happen down here as long as I can check for it, right? Yeah, as long as I'm checking for it. I'm going to take this out too. I feel like if the clipboard, I feel like this needs to continue to be this simple. And that down here, we're literally just checking to see if the clipboard has text. And if it doesn't, then these things would come down here. Right? So if the clipboard write text, which is actually the URL, if the clipboard has the URL already, so it would be if it doesn't have the URL. If it doesn't already have it, then set copied to it. Yes. Then put the disabled attribute on the button, do a set timeout to remove and show the copied message. Okay, this is gonna, we're duplicating. We'll call this copied text. No, we don't even have to define that. We can just do it. So if the clipboard does not have a URL, then go ahead and write the URL to the clipboard. Set the disabled attribute on the button. Do a set timeout on the success message. So that's this right here. We don't have to use that callback function anymore. And then we'll console log the URL. Well, I think we're going to have to. Yeah, so we will say text. Copied text. There we go. We'll see if that works. Okay, now this makes sense. To not have all that stuff up here and to just figure out how to see if the clipboard has, that's the first step, right? Before we can even do things, we have to see if there's something in there. So if there's not already something in there, then go ahead and do these things. So that's when we click the button. When we click the button, if the clipboard isn't full, do these things. Else, this would be has text, right? This would be already has text. And we would want to do the error message. We would want to show the error message. Well, what's the error message? Not copied to the clipboard. Or maybe rather, clipboard already has text. And let's take out the reset button. Okay. Already has text. Clipboard already has text. Okay, so that means then we can clear the clipboard here, right? So maybe instead of an error message, clipboard already has text, maybe instead it's clipboard has been cleared. But do we want to do that on click? Okay, I got it. I got it. So I think on page load, we should clear the clipboard. Which would be, how would we do that? Would I just put an empty string in here? Okay, so on page load, maybe it's just write clipboard, empty string. Console log. I don't know. Nope. So if there's no text, I feel like that is what we account for up here. So maybe if text equals an empty string, or maybe just if there's no text, can I just do that? If there's no text, since everything says an empty string is how you clear it. So then it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like on the right there. So the text is the URL. So I feel like maybe I have to, I mean, it doesn't feel dynamic, but maybe I have to do something like I don't know, I'm not sure how else to do it. Like let the URL be an empty string. In which case we wouldn't need that. So on page load, this is how we automatically clear the clipboard. I mean, is that how we do it? Is we're just resetting the thing that we're checking? We're resetting our text. So this is probably, I'm just going to put error message. Error message. So we've got copied to clipboard and error message. Failed to execute write text on clipboard. Document is not focused. Oh, Osley says he's gotten 3 or 4 ads since the start in an hour and a half. Well, I will have to look into that. Thank you for letting me know about that. I had no idea. I will have to do some research on that. I will have to find some balance. Okay. So we've got, okay, so I feel like we're so close. It doesn't like this. It's not liking. Oh, yeah, it's just not liking that. Okay, so I'm gonna back up here a little bit. Let's just go back to what we know works and take inventory, right? So we know how to copy the current page URL. I'm gonna take out this. So we know how to, so first of all, we have our promise, right? Our try catch to even do the thing, right? Return the promise and get the result, get the value. We're getting the URL of the page. We've defined our button. We have a success message. We have an error message. When we click the button, we're checking to see if there is even anything here. And then when we click the button, it's saying that there is something there, saying error message, which means that it's this down here, right? So we do need to do this on page load and not just wait. We have to do it both places, which means it can probably be a function that we can reuse. So on page load, we need to check this, right? So the only thing I'm not sure about is how to clear it. So let's at least get this part nailed down where on page load and clicking the button does the right thing first. So on page load, if the clipboard does not have text or the URL, well, we don't actually want to do it though, do we? So on page load, it would be the opposite. If it does have text, we want to set the attribute. So if the clipboard is full, we want to disable the button. But not permanently, right? Okay, we want to disable the button. Oh my gosh, okay. Hang on, let's go back here. If the clipboard is not full, make the clipboard full, right? Put the URL in and disable the button. Remove the attribute showing the success message. Then do another set timeout after 5 seconds. Remove the disabled, right? So we're preventing the button from being clicked again immediately, because it's okay to click it again and copy to clipboard again. So it doesn't matter if the clipboard is empty or not. It's just that you remove the attribute. It's just that for 5 seconds you can't click the button again. That's all that it is, right? We're not trying to clear the clipboard. We're just trying to prevent the button from being clicked multiple times in a row. And then we want to add the hidden attribute back to the success message and basically remove it again, right? So we're showing it after half a second, and then we're removing it. Okay. Now we want to add it again. So it doesn't matter. We don't have to clear we don't have to clear it. But we could do a couple of console logs to show what's happening at the same time. And I don't think we need an else statement. But I think I was thinking about this the wrong way. Okay. So let's console log it as it happens. So we're going to console log. This would be button disabled. Button disabled. And then we're going to console log show success. And then we're going to console log button disabled, show success, and then this would be enable button, remove success. Yes, I think that's what it is. So we don't need to do anything on page load. Everything happens within the click event. And I don't care about the error message. I don't care about the reset button. I just want the button to copy and a success message. Okay, are we ready? Nothing happened. Oh, I didn't save. Okay, now are we ready? Nothing happened. Let's see here. Oh, button success URL. Okay, third time's a charm. Nothing happened. So close. Yeah, Andrew says the clipboard can hold multiple things. I don't think you want to clear a user's clipboard. Yeah, agreed. I think I was thinking about that. I think I was thinking about that the wrong way. So. Okay, so now it's not working, but what did I do wrong here? This right down here. I feel like I finally understand the logic. Now I just have to figure out why. Figure out what's going on here. We got plenty of time. Not going anywhere. Okay. Maybe we don't need this if statement. Maybe the if statement is pointless. It doesn't matter because we're not trying to clear anything and we're not checking to see if anything is cleared. We're just doing the thing, right? Because the clipboard, like Andrew says, holds multiple things. So we don't have to check it for anything. Okay. We're pretty close here. Hang on. Add attribute. Set attribute. I think we figured it out. We did it. Right here, I did it. Okay. And it only took me 1 hour and 38 minutes. Oh, it's still running though. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's going to keep going? Then return. Do I just do like a return? Is that how you get stuff to stop in JavaScript? Let's try it again. No, why is it? Oh, set timeout. Oopsies. Thank you. Thank you, chat. See, I appreciate the help. I need the help every once in a while. So okay, so this was so interesting because I was just the logic that I had to go through to think about this. This was a good one. I enjoyed this one. Yeah, because it's not about clearing the clipboard. I don't want to do that to the user. I don't want anybody to do that to me, right? It's not about clearing the clipboard. It's just about being able to I love it. That's it. We did it. So, updating UI state, interacting with the clipboard, reading values from the DOM or window, using setTimeout for temporary feedback, copy the current page URL automatically, add a small icon and text combo. Listen, I've added 5 gazillion SVGs on that channel. You don't need to see me do that. Include accessible feedback, visually hidden text update. We did that. Prevent repeated clicks while in copied state. So we did it for 5 seconds, right? Because we don't want to permanently disable the button. We want people to be able to come back and click the button again if they need it, right? So we prevented repeated clicks for 5 seconds. That's what we did. Use a data attribute for the value to copy. What does that mean? Use a data attribute for the value to copy. I don't know what that means. It's under the nice extras. I'm done. I figured it out. I'm done. So let's get this on our page and let's deploy it. And we are done for today. We're done for today. And we don't need any additional styles because we already have our UI styled. So here's our markup. Let's ask ChatGPT for a little bit of help with Prism formatting. please format this markup. And here's our code block. All right, here's our nice little code block. Now we'll format our JavaScript. And Vanilla.js says, oh, are you also learning any courses to improve JavaScript? Yes, I am. Let me finish this and I'll show you what I'm sort of currently doing and going to start doing. One moment. All right, here's our markup. Here's our HTML. Here's our JavaScript. This was so challenging. And now of course it's so simple, right? I really enjoyed this a lot. Yeah, this was fun. Let's add our markup to, we have a UI page also. So let's add this to our UI page. And this is day 13. So we should be able to see this on our UI page as well. So we should see the updated URL. I guess we're not actually console logging the URL, but I love it. That's so cool. I think this is so cool. Maybe not as challenging as the task list. Yes, well, listen, this was still slightly challenging, but also I don't want to do another task list, local storage shenanigans. I learned a lot about local storage that day. I'm by no means an expert, but that was so much harder than I thought it was going to be, which was crazy because I flew through the first part of it. Once we got to local storage, it was so wildly complicated. Even though the solution ended up being fairly simple, it took us a really long time to get there. Like that was almost 4 hours that day. So Magic Man Spud, we figured it out. It's going swimmingly. All right, let's go ahead and deploy. And if you're new here, yeah, I am using FileZilla, because there's no back end to this site and it's just so darn easy. It's just so darn easy. We'll get it deployed and then I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to start working on. Once this series is over in April, I have something very specific that I'm going to do. Okay, so we need to deploy our components. Day 13, our UI, and I think that's it. We didn't write any CSS. What else? Is there anything else in VS Code? Components, day 13, UI components. Just those 3 things. And then we'll check our production site. All right. I'm going to close this. Close this. Let's go ahead and commit these. Let's kill the terminal. All right, you're good. And let's turn off live server. Here's copy to clipboard. And I suppose the best way to tell what gets copied is to just paste it someplace, huh? So we'll paste it there. There it is. Wow, this is so cool. Dante is here. It's okay, buddy. You can watch the replay. No problemo. And thanks for checking in. I enjoyed this. Okay, so here's what I'm going to work on. I started working on this a couple of years ago. Yes, like probably 2 years ago, and I never finished. And it's learn JavaScript online right here. And it is paid. You can do the first couple of lessons for free. It's also a web app you can download. I really like it. It's got a built-in browser. It's super slick, extremely well thought out course material. I don't know, I got maybe a quarter of the way through it, and like everything JavaScript related, I kind of fizzled out. So I am going to go back and start this fresh beginning May 1st, as soon as we're done with this 30 days of vanilla JavaScript, which this is probably a good time to remind people what it is that we're actually doing. Today is day 13 of the 30 days of vanilla JavaScript. I just finished, where is it here? I just finished day 13, which is the copy to clipboard. It was very challenging, but I absolutely loved it. I learned so much. Once I'm finished with this series at the end of April, I'm going to go back and do the full Learn JavaScript online from start to finish, because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel this has been such a good exercise for me these last 2 weeks. I'm tired. I'm cranky, but I'm here for it. This is the only way to learn, is you have to do it. You have to dive into it, even when you're a little tired, even when you don't feel like it. And here's the stuff that helps with the crankiness. It's the success. It's the struggle session, and then it's actually successfully completing the task and understanding the logic and getting everything to work. So what does the copy to clipboard copy? It copies the URL of the page. It worked for me, so I don't know, maybe a little like hard refresh to make sure that everything's loading for you. Vanilla.js says, from what I saw on a few streams, there is not much that you need to learn now. Just polish the fundamentals that you already know. Scope array objects and their methods, promises, and then you are A1. Well, thank you. That is such a nice compliment, because I am wildly insecure about my JavaScript skills. So thank you. I agree. I think I do need to just lock in the fundamentals, and that's why I want to go back and do this. This is a pretty lengthy course. So it says here, the challenges, try the first 77 lessons, challenges, and projects, which is the first 7 chapters, for free. You can upgrade to a pro account with a one-time payment that gives you access for 5 years. So I paid for that. I think I've got about 2 years left, but I'm going to get this done in 2026. Here's everything that you're going to learn. This is, from what I remember doing this, it's really good at locking in the fundamentals, the foundations. Magic Man Spud says, don't be insecure. Mine is worse. So Magic Man Spud, tell me if you're getting it to work for you on your end. I'm just curious because it worked for me on my end. If anybody else out there can give us? Monique Robinson says, almost halfway through the challenge. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, a couple more days here and we're at the halfway point. And there's some good stuff in here that I really want to know that I really want to get better at. So Image Lightbox, that's just like a fancy slider. That's all that is. We've done that. I wouldn't say I'm an expert at building sliders, but I've built a couple. Keyboard accessible drop-down menu. I mean, come on. We just did that on the last project. Multi-step form, I think will be fun. Data fetch and render. Okay, we can do that. Pagination and a load more button. I think we're totally equipped to do that. So transforming API data, this is mine. This was my idea. I put this in here. I have a very specific task that I want us to do where we're massaging some API data, and it's an actual thing that I had to do on the very first web app that I ever built in Vue. So I'm looking forward to that. Debounced search input. I have no idea what that means. So that's going to be a new one. URL query params, state in URL. I've done this a dozen times. This is extremely handy when it comes to like filtering and you want to load the page with pre-selected filters. I know there's lots of ways to use that, but basic routing, no framework, drag and drop. I'm looking forward to doing all of these things. Intersection observer, we've done that for scroll triggers before, so I know how to do that. Settings and preferences panel is going to be the last one. So there's some really good stuff here. And oh, just check the button and it's not working for me either. Let's check. Okay, let me check like another browser. There's our cookie banner that we made yesterday. It's working for me. It's working for me in Chrome and in Firefox. Vanilla JS says button click copy working for me. It copies the URL. Yeah, that's weird. Let me try Safari. Look at my adorable little cookie banner. Okay, functionality is working there. I don't have access to Edge, unfortunately. I'm on a Mac. Well, at any rate, I'm going to start doing Learn JavaScript in May, and my goal is really to just get through this, work on it a couple hours a day, and get done with this by maybe the end of summer. I will say this: this is I'm all about practice, and the whole point of the stream is that we practice, we build UIs, we get better. That's the reason that I do this. I want to model this for other people. I want to show other people that this is how you get good at it. And this is just reinforcing my own philosophy about JavaScript. Of course, I'm not good at it. I'm not doing it. So now I'm doing it. I'm in the habit of it. I've gotten some fantastic wins in the browser. Listen, we've gotten every single thing done. We needed help a couple of times, right? But for the most part, we got every single thing done at the end of the day. And I'm getting that feedback loop, that satisfaction. So I'm pumped now to like lock in my fundamentals and yeah, feel as confident about it. So it doesn't work in Opera or Edge. Interesting. It worked. Okay, so Malik says it's working in Edge for him. I wonder if there's like a caching, some caching weird thing. Okay. Let's ask. Is there a, well, also let's check MDN. Maybe is there like a, would there be a reason that it just doesn't work? It says it's supported, baseline widely available, well established, and works across many devices and browser versions. I have to think it might be a caching issue. Is there a reason that would not work in Opera or Edge if it works in Chrome, Firefox, and Safari? Not usually. Edge and Opera should support Navigator, Clipboard, Write Text too. MDN marks it as widely available across open browsers. What I would suspect instead is one of these. The page is not in a secure context in that browser. The copy call is not happening directly from a user action like a click. The browser is blocking clipboard access and throwing not allowed error. An extension, privacy setting, or enterprise policy is interfering. MDN is pretty explicit on the main constraints. Write text is a secure context only, returns a promise, and can throw not allowed error when writing is not allowed. So it could be maybe one of the ad blockers, something about your browser that's not secure. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to call this success. I'm very happy. One moment, please. All right, so everybody, come back tomorrow and we're going to work on scroll interactions. If you're interested, you want to look ahead. I was building pages last night. That's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we are going to continue our work. Do me a favor, like the video. If you haven't already, I would appreciate it so much. It helps the algorithm, helps push this out to more people who might be interested in this type of content. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Helps the channel grow. I let people know at the beginning of the stream today that I woke up this morning and the channel was monetized after 20 long months of working for free. We are monetized, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I did get some feedback from folks in the chat that they were seeing ads during the live streams, which I had no idea that that happened. So I'm going to look into that, do a little research. I don't know what the solution is because I've worked really hard to get this channel monetized, but I also don't want to annoy my subscribers. So I have to look for some balance there. So there's that. Okay. Come back tomorrow, hang out with me, and we'll keep going. What time tomorrow? 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, Malik says, after reloading multiple times, it works now for me. It could be a caching. That could be it too. Yeah, Osloy says, for those where it's not working, does the console show an error? Yeah, you can't disable ads. Ads is part of monetizing. I know, right? But you can control the amount of ads and where they're placed. So right now, I mean, I turned everything on this morning and I just set it to automatic default. So I have to do a little reading, do a little research, read a little more about this. It's such a crazy thing to like just to feel like you're constantly hustling to get the watch time hours, and then you get it and it's like, oh, holy shit, now I have to actually understand like what the AdSense even is, like where these things go and how to control them. I don't know. So, okay, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.